This is how you attack NUMBANI with Winston. Hey, what's up everyone? Ace of Spades here, back with another Overwatch map review guide. So let's go ahead and talk about the Winston on attack NUMBANI, since there's a couple options you can take. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get into this. So there's three options: going top right or going from right side, and then you can choose either jump left or right side depending where they're at is the most ideal spot that you'd want to go from. Going under to like the steps doesn't really do much, and you don't want to go under and then jump top right here because you're just out in the open more than if you just went from right side. So going under, not very good. Yeah, you can jump the steps, but then they just rotate, so it doesn't really do much for you. And then going from left side allows you to jump top left. So if they're all on like a Reinhardt, Ramatra comp or something, and they're all playing top left, then going left side, jumping this way is okay, because then most likely you can jump on their supports that are playing around this side. So against a comp that's playing all close top left, then going left side is fine. Or most likely you'll just be going from main, which you can do the same thing. You can either jump left side if they're playing this, or you can go right side and force them off. So those are the ways you'd want to attack on first point. But just like a rule of thumb, if you have like an honor or something, then most likely you're just going to be doing soft dives here, using bubble, spamming them out, and then dropping off while you farm nano. And then once you get nano, you're going to want to do like a hard engage onto like their backline. Just doing a couple soft dives up top here, definitely useful. Then once you attack, then it's either doing far jump, or going like this, calling out a dive and ready to attack the supports, or at least try and get them off of the high ground that are over here. So that's kind of how you take first point. Whatever jumping left side is kind of self-explanatory. You don't really want to be playing on point as Winston, always trying to take care of the high grounds first, and then after you get them off high grounds, then you can go ahead and drop to point and cap it once you win the fight. No real reason ever to just jump point and then bubble it unless it's like overtime and you need to stall or something. So always prioritize trying to jump top right here and clearing it out after you do a couple short jumps. So now moving on into the second point here, there is a couple options that you can do. Cards pushing up, you can either be playing on the bottom trying to stuff them and then look for an engage, but most likely when you can, always want to try and take control of this high ground. And the reason for this, instead of going far left, is that a lot of the DPS will come up here and then take this angle to shoot your team as they come through. So you just being up here kind of just stops that angle altogether and forces them either to play left or main, which is a lot easier and a lot better line of sight for your DPS, rather than having to like worry about jiggle peeking DPS from this side. This also allows you to counter dive. Let's say somebody comes around here, you can back up and then you can always push out and look for a dive on their supports if they're out of position or out main. If you look to set up a dive with your other DPS. So that's mostly for the first part. Then once you get to here, same thing, control the high ground. So from this corner, once you win the win that fight and the cart's pushing up, controlling this high ground, being like this is how you'd want to start on this position. And the reasons for that is that you contest this high ground, force them not to be able to contest this. You're in LOS of all your healers, which can play safe. And then let's say they all do like a hard engage, you can bam, drop down, engage on their supports, their DPS, and kill the squishies pretty easily. You never really want to be out like this in the open, playing this corner. Not that good either, because let's be real, you have very limited range with Winston, and you just being here is not really that useful as like if you were a Ryan or a Ramatra, somebody that actually has like brawl presence, then yeah, you'd want to be playing close and stop them. But with Winston, you don't do that much damage, so you want to use your kit to your advantage, which this is always the best spot to be able to contest and then look for an engage that way. So those are the spots you'd want to do. Yeah, I'm just gonna cover. If you were to like lose a fight, you kind of do the same thing. You would just try and take care of high ground first, you know, rotate, then look for an engage on their backline. You could go from left side if you find yourself having trouble, I guess, but this is, you know, still not really that useful, since you're going to, right when you peek, you're going to be getting, you know, poked out and you're out of LOS of all your healers and stuff. So just prioritize, you know, either going main, using this as cover, and then looking for engage to clear high ground, or, you know, clearing them off the top, which they're probably going to be, and then going from there. So I think that sums up most of attacking on second. Now going into third, this is where it is tricky for a lot of the Winston players, since, you know, when you're on defense, it's easy, you just hold up here. It's kind of the same thing on attack, that you want to try and shut down that perch if they're up there. So it'd be your job, you know, just to zone them off. You can go from the other side, force them out, but from here, once you clear them out, you actually have a couple more options to work with. You can either go far left and then look for an engage. I like doing this spot. Even though you're out of LOS, this is what you do when you have primal, or you have another, you know, DPS ulti online where, you know, you're gonna be doing like a hard engage onto them. Let's say like, you know, Genji, Tracer, Echo, something like that. You could be like, hey, I'm gonna go left side, bang, and then you're ready, and then you just, you know, look for an engage on the support that's over here, force them to look at you, and then, you know, they get value, or it forces them to move forward, and then you're good to go. So taking the left side, always pretty good. Going inside from here, not ideal, and the reason for that is that, let's say you try and go here to do an engage and you get stuffed. You don't really have that much of an escape or line of sight for your healers, so you kind of just, this is where you'll get, you know, just combo killed with abilities, and don't really have much escape. From the left side, if you do get scouted or something, then you could just jump out pretty safely. So don't worry about going in here. Either go from the far left, or if you have the, you know, luxury of, you know, going main, force them out, then you can look for an engage either on the left side or taking right side first, and then from here you can look to engage, you know, wherever they're at. So those are kind of all the spots for the first part. If you do end up killing them, then pushing up and contesting the spawn doors is super ideal with Winston, since you don't have that close of range, or not, you don't have that long range. So playing close range is really good and allows you to get that cleave and stuff the doors as they're pushing through. So don't worry about, you know, going on cart. A lot of tanks that I see always just grind you in the fight. Hey, let's just all just huddle on point and, you know, be good to go. No, take as much space as possible. Just leave one person on point. You know, it's not really that useful unless you get a complete team kill and the cart's like there. Then yeah, sure, get 3 on, cap it. But most likely, if you win that fight there over here, you want to try and stuff them at the doors, just shut down one of the ways. Doesn't matter either way. If you like doing right side, go right side. You can do left side, same thing. And then from here, it allows you just to contest your teammates. You can go out the other door if they're going out that way. So I'd say, you know, playing either of these spots just to contest the door and get as much info as you can is the way to go. So I think that covers most of NUMBANI. So hopefully it was helpful for you guys. If you enjoyed watching it, let me know, you know, what you liked, didn't like. And yeah, new guides, map guides coming out every Tuesday and Friday. So if you're not subbed, please consider subscribing. It helps a lot for the channel and help us get noticed in the YouTube algorithm. So with your help, we could do that. And so till the next video, peace.